I would like to take the next few minutes to share with you what are our most important goals for 1989-90. The future of Paducah Community College is constantly changing into more complex, challenging opportunities for service. Our strategic plan of action is providing us with a roadmap into the future. During the next year, construction of a new allied health building will begin. A model center for our 2+2 program with Murray State University will shift into high gear. And the technology race in telecommunications and distance learning will facilitate our journey into tomorrow. Also, I'd like to discuss an expanded sports program that will involve more student participation in a comprehensive intramural sports program. The last goal I'd like to discuss concerns the ability of the college to expand its fundraising ability in the private sector. Next, I'd like to take a few moments to share with you what we're doing in each one of these areas. The highway to next year and our future is our strategic plan. Committees were formed to evaluate and establish goals in the following areas: mission, educational programs, human resources, fiscal and physical resources, student services, community relations, technology, and institutional effectiveness. In April of 1989, each committee presented overall goals, strategies, and timelines for the accomplishment of the stated goals. The first draft will be completed by the fall of 1989. We not only had student, faculty, and board participation, but substantial community involvement in our plan. This institutional plan will help give us direction into the next century. In conjunction with the Futures Commission report, will be used to evaluate, direct activities of the college in the upcoming decades. It is a perfect vehicle to the process of the Southern Association of College and School Self-Study. By taking a hard look at the present and the future, we have laid the groundwork for the self-study. We think our plan will pave the way for a more thorough and less time-consuming self-study. As many of you are aware, Paducah Community College has been involved in a unique arrangement with West Kentucky State Vocational School. The General Assembly approved funds for the construction of a new allied health building for joint use between the institutions. During the past year, various community agencies, corporations, and individuals have successfully raised the necessary funds from local sources to fulfill the requirements of the General Assembly and make this building a reality.
This is a very happy day for Paducah and for McCracken County and indeed for the whole surrounding area, because we were handed a challenge and we met it. We were given a golden opportunity and we seized it. We were required to resolve some competing needs, and we forged a common solution. Because many different elements of our community, the educational, the medical, the governmental, business, and private sectors, combined their efforts, their talents, and their resources, we're able to confirm today that the Allied Health Services building will indeed be a reality. We have gone over the top in our fundraising goal.
This building will house nursing and physical therapist assistant programs, as well as numerous science laboratories and classrooms for Paducah Community College. Also located in this building will be the licensed practical nursing, surgical technology, respiratory care, radiological technology, ultrasonography, and medical assistant programs for West Kentucky Vocational School. The building will be located just off Garrett Drive, which serves as a connecting road between the institutions and provides an educational park. This wooded location will provide a functional setting for the community college and vocational students. Our goal this year is to continue to work in a spirit of cooperation with the faculty and administration of West Kentucky Vocational School to facilitate the completion of the planning and occupation of this joint use facility. One of the goals set last year was the development of our 2+2 program with Murray State University. The program has been established as a model center. which will now offer a defined sequence of courses leading to baccalaureate degrees in the areas of nursing, business, teacher education, and liberal arts. The Model Center was funded with the governor's discretionary funds requested by the Council on Higher Education. Also, more graduate level courses will be made available to accommodate place-bound students. Coordination of library holdings to allow MSU students to check out books and utilize library support services has been implemented. The Murray State Board of Regents last month agreed to make a long-term commitment to the Model Center. We will continue to define and specify the role of the center as we expand services.
There's a difference between course delivery, degree delivery, and center delivery. What we want is a center that delivers degrees.
One major element of the Model Center is the instructional delivery system. Shuttling professors between Murray and Paducah is increasingly expensive. To avoid this ongoing expense, we have initiated plans for the construction of an interactive television link with Murray State University. The technology will allow instructors and students on each campus to talk with and see what the other is doing 50 miles away. Specifically designed classrooms on each campus will make telelearning as common as a classroom lecture is today. Murray State University has requested funds to continue the Model Center and has included the television link as part of the project. Eventually, this link could expand to include several other users among the community colleges. Completion of this linkage will provide opportunities for Paducah Community College to become a return studio, thus making it part of Kentucky Educational Television Network. With this element in place, faculty and students can become providers of educational resources as well as consumers. All of us know that our priorities are designed with students as the central theme of our existence. At Paducah, the history of student involvement and participation has always been an integral part of the college. During the 1989-90, a major goal has been established to expand student participation in intramural sports activities. We will be constructing a new soccer field for use by students and community residents. These programs, in conjunction with our intercollegiate athletic program, will provide greater opportunities for all of our students. Our goal next year is to have at least 10% of our students participating in some form of sports or social activity. These programs will provide the student with many more opportunities for recreational sports than through the traditional college team concept. Successful completion of this goal will enhance the spirit and enthusiasm of the students and become an important addition to the cohesiveness of the entire college family. Last year, the goal of our development office was to generate adequate private funds to pay for the expenses of operating the development activities. The goal for 1989-90 is to raise $50,000 more than expenses, which should generate approximately $150,000. I have just completed discussing with you 6 goals we have established for 89-90 academic year. First, the completion of our strategic plan, our roadmap to the future. 2, the construction of our allied health building. 3, the expansion of a 2+2 model center with Murray State University. 4, the construction of the television link, the interactive television system between Murray State and Paducah Community College. 5, expanded intramural program, including construction of a soccer field. And 6, increase our funding from our development program. In the years that I have been at Paducah Community College, I've been encouraged by the local support given by the residents of Paducah and McCracken County. It's allowed Paducah Community College not just to exist, but to excel. The cooperation between Western State Kentucky Vocational School, our college, and Murray State University would seem to indicate to me that we're building bridges to the frontiers of education. The highway to next year and our future is our strategic plan. As many of you are aware, Paducah Community College has been involved in a unique arrangement with West Kentucky State Vocational School. Our goal this year is to continue to work in a spirit of cooperation with the faculty and administration of West Kentucky Vocational School to facilitate the completion of the planning and occupation of this joint use facility. A model center for our 2+2 program with Murray State University will shift into high gear. During the 1989-90, a major goal has been established to expand student participation in intramural sports activities. The last goal I'd like to discuss concerns the ability of the college to expand its fundraising ability in the private sector. You have just seen a review of last year's goals compressed into 90 seconds. The magic of television helped you understand in a minute and a half what it would take me 10 minutes to explain. It's this unique learning process that video provides which brings us to the first of this year's goals. We are taping this program in our new interactive television classroom. June 18th through the 28th will be spent in a workshop for people learning to use this new technology. The month of July and the first 2 weeks of August will be used as a trial practice period in preparation for fall semester. This fall, 5 credit classes involving Murray State University and Paducah Community College will be taught or received here. These courses include mathematics, nursing, education, accounting, and occupational health and safety. This is the first phase of a 3-phase interactive experience. The second phase will be connecting 7 West Kentucky high schools. The third phase will be to interconnect KET, the Q's network, to broadcast to other community colleges in the state. Our second goal is also related to interactive television, but assumes much more responsibility. This year, we'll hire and have in place a coordinator of telecommunications in higher education. This individual will report directly to the president, and his duties are to seek, catalog, implement, and evaluate all distance learning programming for the associate, baccalaureate, and graduate level courses offered in Paducah. This mid-management position will be the president's chief advisor in telecommunications policy. Increased minority recruitment of students and faculty will be one of the college's highest priorities next year. We will be employing a full-time minority recruiter. This person will spend about 80% of their time recruiting and retaining students, with the balance spent on recruiting faculty. Emphasis will also be placed on recruiting and retaining those minority students who might qualify for select programs such as nursing.
I think one of PCC's strongest points is the open door policy that they practice. There were times when I had a lot of trouble understanding what we had covered in class. I'd go to my instructor, and sometimes I was literally in tears, and they didn't brush me off as though my problems were trivial.
Currently, Paducah Community College averages a minority enrollment of 4.4%. Our specific goal is to increase that enrollment to 8% in the next year. One of our continuing goals is the area of development. Last year, the goal of $150,000 was exceeded by 25%, largely through 3 special events: our golf tournament, holiday gala, and the first annual Great Duck Race, our new fundraising activity. These 3 activities brought us about 1/3 of our goal amount. We're making every attempt to raise more unrestricted funds, or at least designate other programs than scholarships, such as interactive television and distance learning, which we hope will be as marketable as a scholarship fund. Our goal for next year is $200,000. Among our most critical priorities and major goal for the coming year is locating additional space. This is required because of skyrocketing enrollment compounded by the purchase and installation of an IBM AS400. Since this mini computer will be used only for student services, it will be more efficient to locate it in the administration building rather than our mini computer's present location in the Learning Resource Center. Making room for this new administrative tool and the growth of student services will displace current services and staff on a campus already bursting at the seams. A solution to this problem is an important goal. Advancement towards the completion of the Allied Health Building continues to be one of our goals. Originally slated for a January start, the project was delayed when the original bids came in more than $1 million over projected cost. This meant a redesign of the building and a rebidding process, which now has been completed. At the date of this taping, no firm schedule has been set for the completion of this facility, but the contractor has already started moving equipment onto the construction site. In closing, I need to mention a word about our SAC self-study. This year we'll see the completion of the self-study and the committee visit. The self-study is now in the first draft stage, with a final draft to be prepared and printed this fall. The campus visitation, originally scheduled for April 6th through the 9th, 1991, has been pushed back to the week of April the 22nd, so the new president of Paducah Community College will have additional time to prepare. I'd like to summarize at this time. The first goal I mentioned was interactive television. The second, the coordinator of telecommunications and higher education. The third, the establishment of minority recruitment program. The fourth, increased development monies. Fifth, securing additional space. And the sixth, the completion of Allied Health Building. This concludes my last goal statement as president of Paducah Community College. Even though I'll not be here the entire academic year, I'll complete most of them by December the 31st. And I feel sure my successor will finish them. I've had many more successes than I've had failures. I've had many more highs than I've had lows. And I'd like to quit while I'm on a high. I want to thank Ben Carr for the pleasure of working with him this past year. Also my colleagues and the University of Kentucky Community College system staff that have made this journey over the past 20 years successful. Thank you very much.